Sa bawat lakbay ng bituin ay may tagumpay. Anumang bagyo't lindol sa gisag mo ay aming gabay. Iba't ibang lahi at kulay nagwawagay-way patungo sa tahanan ng mga mahuhusay. Tanyag at kilala sa bawat larangan, ipapamana sa buong sambayanan. Hinta ko sumabay sa sinag ng araw, hintayo sa lugar ng sining na buhay. Hinuhupog ang mga atleta, maghandang kalubas na tatak, Universidad ng Cordillera. Sabay sa pagsikat ng araw, ngalan mo'y sasayaw. Sa pag-usbong ng tinataging galing sulong mo'y nagliliya pa rin.
Isnan mo matuwan, di ako itay-tayawan mo.
Ipasas na isyong sumadyang kinadain, itagtagay na laing mo.
Manasa sa tamo, yaman alalay gusto. Ikarkararagan nga to'y yaman ang garaksan tamo. Mansat sa kay kibon, manis guida ni gusto. Isaw-sawat kung nabot ang dadat sa kibon. Hinta ko sumabay sa sinag ng araw, hintayo sa lugar ng sining na buhay. Ginuhupog ang mga atleta, pagkatat na lubasa, tatak, Universidad ng Cordillera. Sumabay sa sinag ng araw, hintayo sa lugar ng sining na buhay. Hinuhupog ang mga atleta, makatat na lumasa, tatak, Universidad ng Cordillera. Tatak, Universidad ng Cordillera.
The University of the Cordilleras Innovation and Nurturing Space, together with the UC College of Hospitality and Tourism Management, launched a business technology innovation platform, VIS 2021, that aims to incubate great ideas for a more inclusive, sustainable, and resilient hospitality and tourism sector. The Hatch, Hospitality and Tourism Creatives Hub. The Hatch 2021 was officially introduced in the Philippine Startup ecosystem on May 29, 2021, where Baguio Tourism Officer Mr. Alec Mapalo and the OIC Regional DOT Director Ms. Jody Ganoan talked about the role of digitalization and technology and advancing tourism in communities. On June 26, Christian Munoz, founder Philippines of Draper Startup House Manila and Potpot Pinili of Travel Trilogy, gave their talks during the Hatch Innovation Summit with the theme Disruptors in the Hospitality and Tourism Industry. On September 23, 72 schools in the country joined the Hatch 2021 orientation, but only 4 schools made it to the Hatch Bootcamp on October 25 to 29. As we partner with the Philippine Startup Week, which will highlight this afternoon's Hatch Demo Day, we will witness the most outstanding hospitality and tourism solutions from Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila, Lyceum of the Philippines University, Laguna, Mariners Polytechnic College, Inc., Trace College. Who will take home the 50,000 pesos? Who will be the Hatch 2021 champion? Hatch 2021 is brought to you by Hospitality Institute of America Philippines Inc., Department of Tourism CAR, Amaria La Cucina, Dr. Winston P. Aguirre, Islabra Realty and Consultancy Firm, Missouri Waters, Minds View Park Hotel, G1 Lodge.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hatch 2020 Demo Day, hashtag Create and Cultivate. I am your uncle from the north, Uncle Roy, your host for today's event. As we wrap up the 6 months of Hatch 2021, we will be expecting 2 distinguished guest speakers to talk about their expertise and share valuable insights on the humble beginnings of their tech solutions. Also, we will be expecting superb idea presentations during the pitching competition, and I am very excited to see what the students from various parts of the country have come up with during the Hatch 2021 Bootcamp. To officially open today's event, may we call on the ever dynamic and supportive Vice President of Academics and Research of the University of the Cordilleras to give us an opening speech. A virtual round of applause to Dr. Ariel Nimo B. Pomecha.
Greetings. Steve Jobs once said, innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. Indeed, it is for us to accept that change is inevitable, and it is also for us to convert this change into an opportunity rather than a threat. The COVID-19 pandemic has made drastic changes in our society. For the last 1.5 years, we were haunted by this virus. All the while, we thought it would only last for a week or 2. No one had thought that the weeks would turn into months and months into years. This is a very clear example of a change, to which we should see as an opportunity. This event is one such opportunity. The event was conceptualized and organized in order to generate ideas and solutions to problems and challenges being experienced by the hospitality and tourism industry. No doubt, these industries are one of the most affected by this pandemic. But it is now that we should show our resolve and resiliency in facing these challenges. Practitioners, private companies, academic institutions, and government agencies should put their resources together in order for this to have these industries running. More than the loss of businesses is the loss of services common people enjoy. Now is the time to put our acts together to restore and preserve the services of our hospitality and tourism industry through innovation. It is with pleasure to welcome you all in this event called Hatch, or Hospitality and Tourism Creative Hub. In closing, Let me extend my sincere appreciation to everyone who made this event possible. The University of the Cordilleras College of Hospitality and Tourism Management, UC Innovation and Nurturing Space, our valued sponsors, the Department of Science and Technology, and other government agencies, QBO Innovation Hub, and all who in one way or another contributed. My warmest congratulations also to the winners and the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, as always, Dr. Pumecha. Hatch 2021 would not be possible without our dear sponsors, Hospitality Institute of America Philippines, Inc., Department of Tourism COR, Amare La Cucina, Dr. Winston P. Aguirre, Eslabra Realty and Consultancy Firm, Masuri Waters, Mines View Park Hotel, and G1 Lodge. Your utmost support to this national event is highly appreciated, and I hope you are all watching today's demo. Let us keep the ball rolling and have our first speaker share her innovative journey as a tech entrepreneur. Let's all watch this.
Our speaker created Fly Wallet as a solution for a personal problem and organically gained interest from friends and family who marveled her ability to afford international travel while in medical school. She started offering the service to those in her network, then quickly pivoted into entrepreneurship as demand for her service grew around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO and co-founder of Fly Wallet, Ms. Alejandra Fernandez.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alejandra. I'm 29 years old, and probably like many of you watching, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to share today a bit about my life because that's something I know better than anyone, and maybe a lot of founders watching can relate to my story in some way. I took a giant leap of faith to become an entrepreneur, and that leap really shaped me into the woman that I am today. I didn't study business or finance or really anything that would give me experience or credibility in what I'm doing today. Yet, like my introduction said, I'm the founder and CEO of a successful fintech startup called Fly Wallet that helps people afford to travel the world by helping them budget, save, and earn interest on those savings using blockchain technology. I actually have a degree in medicine, so I never really got to have freedom to create or take risks academically because as a doctor, medicine is such a strict path. But I always had this fire in me to pursue something different and really have full autonomy over my life. And travel really impacted me a lot as a person. And I think it educated me even more than school. So one day it kind of hit me that I could change the world through travel because travel is the only expense that really makes you richer. And if I could help people see the world full of possibility, that would ultimately create possibilities for people and they'd expand and they'd become happier. So in the beginning, I really had no idea how to go about starting a tech company. But I embraced all that uncertainty and all that fear and all the risks that came with putting my medical career on pause. And I learned to enjoy the fact that I was entering uncharted territory. I was never like I had a blind confidence, where I'd tell myself, oh, I'm going to make this great company and there's no one out there more qualified than me. On the contrary, at so many times I doubted myself. I didn't feel like I was smart enough. And sometimes I still feel that way, even though an earlier version of myself would be so proud to see how far we've come with customers from over 20 countries, an amazing team around the world, and the privilege to be invited to speak at incredible events such as this one. I applied work ethic, the same work ethic that I had in med school. I applied that to building my business. And, for me, that means sometimes it's hard for me to relax because my whole life has been a grind, but that's how I got this far, consistency. So if I could give people watching here one piece of advice that you can hopefully pass along, or the one thing you take from my story, is that we're all commanders of our own destiny. If being an entrepreneur and a founder is what you want, determine the price and pay the price. Little by little, every day, apply the information that you have to start executing somehow. And if there are times when you don't have the answers, seek the information out or surround yourself with people who do have those answers. And there's always going to be doubters or haters and also very difficult obstacles. But if you really believe, like to the point where people think you're crazy because they don't believe it's possible for themselves, and if you really want it that bad and you work hard for it, it can be so. So a lot of people, have a dream of leaving their hometown or their country for the very first time to see a new place, discover a new culture. If that's you, follow our journey at FlyWallet, join the family, reach out to me personally, and I'll help you make it happen, 1 cent at a time. Thank you so much, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Alejandra, for sharing your story and how FlyWallet came to be. Should you have any questions for our first speaker, please feel free to send it in our live chat. Our speaker or a representative will be more than happy to accommodate your questions. At this juncture, we will have our second guest speaker who has been a consistent support in the first year of Hatch. Let's all watch this.
Our first speaker is the founder of Draper Startup House. He started his journey as an entrepreneur in 2010 with a trading company in Hong Kong, where he was bridging business between China and the Americas. He later ventured into real estate and Chinese investments, co-founded MSM Luxury Estate China, catering to both H&W Chinese investors and private equity funds looking for investments in the US and Latin America. In 2015, he led Elevate Lifestyle's expansion into Asia and the Latin America market in over 36 countries. In 2019, he founded Draper Startup House Manila and is currently launching an online food incubator public house. He is also very passionate about food, traveling, and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christian Munoz.
Draper Startup House to me means opportunity. We believe that entrepreneurship as a mindset is the world's most powerful tool to help solve every problem that humanity will have.
Hi, my name is Vikram Bharati. And I am the founder of Draper Startup House International.
The impact that Draper Startup House creates in the spaces and the countries that we go into are multiple folds.
By creating our international headquarters in Singapore, we help spark innovation throughout the city.
And want to help you understand your journey with our setup in Bali.
We want entrepreneurs to travel through a melting pot of cultures and feel the entrepreneurial spirits of Asians in Manila.
By visiting our flagship setup in Bangalore, the Silicon Valley of India, and experiencing the diverse startup culture,
we want people to transition from the past into future when arriving in Yangon.
Draper Startup House in Lisbon is in a very beautiful location. This space is a Victorian coffee shop that meets a Victorian library sort of a feeling.
Most importantly, you need to feel welcomed. And Tallinn does just that by being in the best startup city in Europe.
So we are a very inclusive place, not a very exclusive place. So that makes us very unique.
Bonjour, je suis Guillaume.
Hola, mi nombre es Christian Muñoz.
Hi, my name is Trisha Grant.
Hi, my name is Shashi.
Hi guys.
Hoi, ik ben Anna Joke.
Hi, my name is CK.
Tere, minä olen Ale.
My name is George Samuels.
Hi, my name is Karan.
Hi, I'm AJ. Hey guys, I'm Daniel.
你好，我在 Draper Startup House。
We want to use Draper Startup House as a platform
To inspire, to make it a home, to be happy for every single entrepreneur in the world, to make it a movement where no one is left behind.
and to enable 1 million entrepreneurs over the next 10 years.
Wow, it's been a while that I haven't seen that video. It's actually very interesting. It summarizes a lot of what we do at Draper Startup House. When we started 3 years ago, it's been a challenge through this whole pandemic, as you guys might all have experienced, especially for a concept around hospitality. But as the video said, we are a community of entrepreneurs, startup founders, and investors. They utilize the hotel or hospitality concept as our space, as our hub for us to meet. Right now, because of the whole pandemic, we have actually migrated that, or maybe not migrated, but included a little bit of the online world. So that's something that we have been working with them, which is the Draper Entrepreneur Network. We have a Slack channel of a very active community of entrepreneurs here in the Philippines and around the world. And yeah, I mean, since that video was shot just before the pandemic, we had around 10 locations, and actually post-pandemic, we just starting to launch a new setup of new locations. In Europe, we're now launching Spain. We launched Spain in Valencia and Canary Island. Right now, we're also doing a pop-up in Hungary. We're in the process of launching in the Northern Africa region with Morocco and the Middle East. So what's so-called the MENA area. And then Latin America is somewhere that is also very exciting for us. We just, first location was in Argentina. Now we're launching Colombia. We're doing the Caribbean with headquartered in Trinidad and Tobago, Guatemala, soon to come Mexico and Costa Rica. So very exciting. We have worked really hard on making this new category of hospitality for entrepreneurs, which is what we feel proud of. Despite of all the challenges that we had, we are strong believers of our mission to enable 1 million entrepreneurs by 2030. And right now, the opening up new locations and growing our community is a proof that we are on the right track for this. And our footprint here in the Philippines is also been very active. We had the overall startup scene starting to become more mature. We're starting to see more startups having more access to funding, and there's more success stories. So we're very positive about the future and the outcome for the Philippines, and we can't wait for the country to reopen back its borders for international travelers. We understand that this will take some time, and obviously taking care of the current situation locally and new variants and that, like it's something that that the government will take a little bit of its time. But yeah, I mean, we look forward for open borders and be able to welcome more people through our Manila location. We're actually right now working on a pop-up in Siargao, which is something that I'm personally very excited about. And then hopefully soon doing something in La Union and El Nido, Palawan as well. So basically, having our headquarters, our HQ for the Philippines here in Manila, and be able to have these like cool, nice, smaller satellite spaces where people can just go and disconnect. And besides just working, being able to go surfing, enjoy the beach and like a different set of activities that maybe Manila offers in a different level. So yeah, I mean, that's a bit of what we do. We're like entrepreneurial concierge services. That's what we aim when business travelers, when entrepreneurs go to a new city. We want to be that concierge, that friend that tells you, like where to go, like who to find, like where to find investors. We have a pool of over 500 investors that is helping startup founders get access to capital. We help them navigate the city in terms of the startup scene, who are the players, who are the QBO, who are the DOST, the DTI of each of the countries, and be able to help them and make the introductions that they need in order to launch their startup, and really be part and feel of this community of entrepreneurs that we're developing across these countries. Our vision and mission, as I mentioned earlier, is to enable 1 million entrepreneurs by 2030. And I think we are on track of that. I believe that with the current online migration or digitalization, like we'll be able to also have a bit more of scalability of our business, not just like, being on physical locations, but being able to create these decentralized communities or these hubs around our platforms. Like it's something that we see evolving, and that's something that we're working on as we speak on this next phase of membership within the Draper Entrepreneurial Network. Now, besides Draper Startup House, like I think for the purpose of this event and the Hospitality and Tourism Created Hub, some innovations or tech that we see in tourism, like obviously an importance is how we see the IoT or the Internet of Things. We see how a lot of startups, a lot of creativity is starting to be developed around hardware that makes our stay be a little bit smarter, meaning, when you go and stay in different places, like, there's some set of preset controls that will be able to allocate the temperature of the place that you want, smart locks. So when you go in, like, have a contactless check-in, contactless payments. So all of that integration, all of that hardware with a software is a trend that because of the pandemic has been a bit more accelerated. Less contact is a big trend in hospitality right now, and we see a lot of new startups pitching to us in our locations, like, you can use this software or you can use this hardware in order to make your hotel more appealing to new customers and to be, in compliance with more of the new next normal, that's called. Obviously, another big one is the data management. The opportunity to be more presence digitally is something that is, booming the big data space. Be able to collect more historical data from the people that visit us, be able to predict more of their preferences, for them to share more what they want to do when they visit a space, so that we can be a better concierge and customize more of the experience before they come to our locations. That's something that we're seeing some innovation and technology being built around that, and be able to get more analytics and more information around that. Obviously, as Alejandra was mentioning before, like more companies in the travel SaaS, like service as a software as a service, that makes travel a bit more efficient, a bit more affordable. Traveling right now is more expensive than before. So all of these hacks, all of these tools that could help us navigate and travel a little bit smarter, and if we save some money around that and be able to discover new places or new information or connect with people that we were not able to connect before, like that's a big trend that we are seeing right now, across our locations. Property technology, another big space. Physical spaces are being challenged. We see right now a lot of unutilized assets. So people want flexibility. Like the big buildings of like the hotels or that kind of setup it works for a specific traditional standard set of hotels, but there's an opportunity for a lot of micro sort of pods, mini hotels that are going to start, targeting new experiences and targeting very specific niche of clientele. That's something that the prop tech world is starting to innovate with. With something like mobile flexible spaces, rooms for you to stay that make your stay a little bit more efficient, like more if cost less, and something that the entrepreneur, the operator can also move that pod or that space according to the demand. That's something that we've seen also innovation, and actually there's a couple of companies working on that here in the Philippines. And then governments, cities, there's an importance to attract talent, attract remote workers, digital nomads, the visas. There's some more flexibility, but governments are starting to get a bit more techy. They're starting to build more apps and putting more information on a digital format. So when travelers come to their city, they're able to understand exactly what are the COVID guidelines, exactly what are the updated information that they need to understand before coming to a new city, a new country. Also being able to connect with other people, being able to see what's happening in the city live. That's some trends in technology that we have observed in tourism. And I believe, moving forward, tourism will just get better and better. We just hope for it to come back. And obviously, for us here in the Philippines is super important, as we're very dependent on tourism. So yeah, besides that, like some future of hospitality summary that I want to say, like as a summary, is like there's 4 major things that we see that are relatively present right now, but are going to be more relevant for the future of hospitality. One is the community aspect of the hospitality world, like hotels or us as in the industry creatives, like need to build stronger communities and experiences that tailor that community. For instance, we as Drip Startup House have a relatively success between entrepreneurs and startup founders, investors, because we tailor to their needs. There's other example of other companies that do it that way. For instance, Soho have been doing it for many years for creatives and designers. Aman has done it for many years as well for luxury, unique travel experiences. Selena in Latin America also does it like fairly well for digital nomads and remote workers. So those are one important aspect that we see for the future is bring community and build communities stronger than ever. That's something that we have observed, and we at Draper Startup House see it daily. Our community is what drives us to open new spaces and be able to scale our business model. Physical locations are not enough anymore. Like, people traveling is a little more restrictive, traveling is more expensive. People are willing to travel more longer period of time, but they want to experience more than just going to a final destination. So example of that would be there's a cool concept actually in Costa Rica called Surf Simply, which is a destination, but besides that, they offered you a overall surf camp, super professional. You learn everything you need to do for surf with a very, very set up professional instructors, not just somebody that push you on the back like typically happens in some locations right now. Another one is like, in Trinidad and Tobago, a group of entrepreneurs are also building something called like a tech beach retreat. That's besides just the physical or the country destination, they're building a whole event around it. El Salvador right now with the whole Bitcoin use, the El Sonte, which is a beach in El Salvador, has become Bitcoin Beach, and a lot of people come and travel there just as a destination, but also because of the community and because they're curious to see like the future of Bitcoin and what's happening in that space. And yeah, the third, talking about governments, as mentioned before, is the nomad visa that we see countries and governments starting to innovate. We see that happening in countries like Estonia, who has been a leader on that space, followed up by Costa Rica, Colombia, a lot of examples of countries being more flexible about people coming and understanding that they want to work remote and they want to stay in this country longer than the period that the tourist visa allows for. And that's something that is going to be changing the way that we travel for work and be more flexible. A lot of corporations are also allowing a lot of their employees to work remotely. So a lot of them rather go to a more affordable space if they live in a expensive city in the US or Canada or Europe. They might as well just go to a tropical paradise in South America, or like come to the Philippines and work remotely. And lastly, tied up to the community aspect is sort of network states, which is utilizing new technology around crypto and decentralized autonomous organizations. It's something that we see very strongly. The world is digital nowadays, and a lot of friends, like, I don't know if we all might have a lot of online friends, and that's something that is being building throughout this period of time, and the pandemic has accelerated that. So those communities are starting to grow bigger and bigger, and there's a hospitality aspect that can channel those individuals and be able to bring them out of the metaverse, out of like the online world, and be able to accommodate their needs in a physical space for some events and retreats and gatherings. So I think that summarizes a little bit some things that I personally have observed in the travel industry, in the tourism industry, for creatives, and for sake of this talk and our audience. That I hope this has helped inspire or get some ideas around what we have been seeing across the world and how the future of tourism is going to look like. We hope Asia is still lacking a little bit openness when it comes to traveling, and we hope to see that slowly recover and be able to open back its borders so that we can see the influx of tourism that we were seeing, or the normal tourism flow that was happening before, because we all know the Philippines need that a lot. However, like right now is also a good time to focus on our domestic travelers. I've been traveling a bit around across the Philippines, and obviously there's still a bit of like the local tourism that is really supporting making the tourism industry in the outside of like these major city hubs to still at least have some flow of clients and guests. So that's positive, and that's something that we will, it's our pivot for now, and hopefully we get to preserve that. And when international traveling opens up back, then we're able to capitalize on that space. And with vaccinations coming soon, that's something that we hope to help us open up borders and be able to get back to business. Yes, so thank you very much. Like, it's a pleasure to join this event. Thank you, QBO, for organizing this awesome week, and the rest of the group and the team, with the Philippines DOST, DTI, DICT. It's always a pleasure to come and share a little bit of our insights. And if you guys want to learn more about what we do at Draper Startup House, please make sure to follow us. Draper Startup House Manila. This is our hub here in the Philippines. And as mentioned, like, we're expanding soon to new horizons. And yeah, well, feel free to ask us any questions. And we hope to see you soon in the Philippines.
All right. Thank you, Christian, for giving us an overview of the growing startup landscape in the Philippines and your innovative journey around the world. Should you have any questions for Christian, please feel free to send it in our live chat. Christian would be answering your concerns in our chat box. Last week, from October 25 to 29, four universities undergo the Hatch Bootcamp, where they created and conceptualized an idea stage startup. At this moment, we will witness these four competing schools as they defend their solutions to our panel of judges. But before we even have their pitches, let us get to know our judges this afternoon. I will also be accompanied by my hosting partner at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, my colleague from UCCHTM, the ever dynamic and beautiful Miss Shekinah Kudao.
Thank you so much for that one, Sir Roy. And good morning to our participants. Thank you so much for joining us in. And to formally start this event, I would like to introduce the three amazing judges that have been with us ever supportive from the beginning. So our first judge is not new to any of us as he has been with us from the conceiving of Hatch through and through. He has defined the innovation as he founded Draper Startup House Manila. Let us all welcome Mr. Christian Munoz.
Our second judge is the co founder and CEO of Experience Philippines and a travel startup that offers hyper-local travel experience that encourages immersive explorations through online and on-ground gamification themed experiences where you experience points and rewards with every successful mission or quest with surprise gifts. In 2019, they are one of the top three winners of the National Startup Competition by Idea Space Foundation. His dream is to cultivate a community that fosters genuine human connections and inspires curiosity and deep appreciation of being a Filipino. Ladies and gentlemen, the co founder and CEO of Experience Philippines, Mr. Gian Gallegos.
Exceptional partner. To complete the list of our judges, we have Mr. Aaron Deal Black, who is the CEO of Hospitality Institute of American Philippines Incorporation, and he has been over 26 years of hospitality and industry experience with some of the world's leading companies, including Marriott and Hilton. He also has specialized expertise with historic boutique hotels such as Peabody in Tennessee and private country clubs in Maryland. He also held positions in manufacturing and Department of Defense Security Clearance at Lockheed Martin, Siemens, and BF Goodrich Aerospace. He is responsible for supporting human resources functions as well. Now, he holds a degree in human resource management with an emphasis in industrial relations and from the University of Arkansas, USA. Nonetheless, he is a U.S. citizen granted a permanent residency visa in the Philippines for a decade now. And to top it off, he is the CEO, owner of the Hospitality Institute of America Philippines that was established in 2015 and Zip Travel Philippines established in 2009. He directs and oversees both companies' ongoing operation and is committed to providing global opportunities and hybrid programs to the Filipinos.
And there you have it, our three judges who will be curating the four pitches for this afternoon. We have Aaron Black, we have Gian, and we have Christian. Hello. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yep. Once again, good morning from the mountains of the Cordillera, and we are happy to see all of you. Thank you so much for joining. And now, here are the mechanics for judging. I hope everybody has their ears with us as we take into some of this into consideration. So, again, we begin with traction. 20% of that score is basically composed of user validation, minimum viable product, and prototype. Another is a 30% going into their idea, meaning there should be originality and innovation in it that could also address problems for hospitality and tourism. And of course, it should provide a solution to human need. 20% goes to impact, which comprises the implementation of solution that makes the world a better place, customer relationship changes for better, and clear demonstration of utilizing hospitality and tourism. Wow factor goes at 20%, combination of other factors and opportunity of scale. And lastly, 10% for collaborative, committed, impressive, and diverse teamwork. There you go. Now, just to heads up, the pitching proper will consist of two parts, starting with a short recorded product. And the pitch will be followed by the question and answer from our judges, should there be any. Starting this, we have an application from Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila. The application of EAC General aims to help the hospitality and tourism industry in bridging their needs and connecting them with reliable suppliers, event organizers, and potential clients. A team of five, starting with Aaron James Galicia, Jose Keith Daniel, John Angelo Pader, Flores Isidro Setiel, and Janelle Villanueva. Let us all watch this.
Pleasant afternoon to our virtual coordinators and organizer of this hash event. I'm Keith Hoswe, the CEO of Generals. Before we start, let me give you an insight about event industry. MICE is an acronym for meetings, incentives, conference, and exhibits. It's actually one of the emerging sectors in the tourism. And did you know that this MICE industry we are talking about generates expenditure which supports employment within the region? As a matter of fact, this sector's contribution to the national economy is estimated at around 221 billion pesos. Yes, we're talking about the event industry, which includes concerts, fashion shows, music festivals, and a lot more. Although this is a growing industry, it still encounters a lot of problems. One of which is being able to find a reliable supplier. And second one, an event organizer matched to the customer's budget. Event partners are indeed important, but like any other supplier, the reliable ones are incredibly hard to find. And good news, this is where we come in. Our application has come up with a solution. It can provide you a list of reliable event suppliers and partners that is correlated with a competitive pricing. This solution that my team and I have come up could be experienced in our application, the MySpot. MySpot is a one-stop shop application wherein you can find an event organizer, suppliers, and client. It can be any event that you could think of, from the booths to weddings, to anniversary, you name it. Our application can match you with the one you are looking for. Now, let's proceed to our business model channels. A while ago, I said that this app is a one-stop shop event. It is an organizer and client solution application wherein we provide a complete set of event design, strategic plans, and attractive prices into a magnificent and incredible event. Our target market will be the individuals or the attendees that will be specifically interested in organizing, creating, and attending the events. It is also possible to have a niche market. For example, one of our niche market are those individuals who will organize and create wedding events. Our key partners will be the local suppliers, event organizers, and the clients. Revenue. We could generate our revenue through advertisements and from our relative shares we get from our intermediaries. So as you can see in our competitors, we have a one competitor and this is a Bright Story application. But this application just focuses on one event category, while on our application, it consists a lot of services. As I end my presentation, let me introduce to you the people behind this concept. Our team is inspired to the have you ever watched the startup Korean drama? Well, I hope you are watching. You already watched that K drama. Our team plays the role of their teams because their team gets inspire all of us. So as the our character, James, he is the one who gives the idea of this application. Janelle is the designer of this application. Satil and John is the IDs. Once again, I am Keith Hosway, and in my squad, we bring you the best out of all occasion. Thank you.
Thank you for having us and for making this such event possible. My name is Etiel Isidro, also known as Little Son of the group. I'll present to you a walkthrough of our MICE application. When you have installed our application, it will welcome you with three choices, which are the event organizer, the event supplier, and the client. Furthermore, this application will give you two different perspectives of the users. The first one here in the left side is for the suppliers and for the event organizers, wherein they need to register some relevant information like the business name, the name of the owner, and the address of the business, followed by uploading a picture of the business permit and the picture of the owner for registration, because it will be used as a safety and security of your business to be registered to the application, and with that, it will be having a verification time within 2 to 3 days. Then on the right side, we have here the registration for the clients, where they will insert their personal information such as the full name of the client, the age, and their address. Then once the registration is done and the verification became successful, you may now gain access to the application wherein you can view the suppliers and the event organizers, along with the product that they are offering. You can see here on the left side that it's information and rate for each supplier. You can click on the profile of each supplier and organizer, where it will present you some of the pictures and reviews from the past clients, along with the details of the package that they are offering. If you have already chosen a supplier of your choice, tap the negotiate button, where it is a process of where the two parties will have a communication to each other. It can be a supplier to organizer talk or client to organizer talk. After the conversation between the two parties, they will be proceeding with the mode of payment that the organizer would like to choose, whether it is through GCash, PayPal, or through bank. While on the other one is the contract between the organizer and the client for the said event will be secured and be documented. Again, my name is Sachel Torres Isidro, and within MICE, we bring you the best out of all occasion. Thank you po.
And there you have it. Thank you very much, Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila. May I please ask the team members, Aaron, Keith, John, Flores, and Janelle, to join our judges for your 5-minute Q&A. Okay, I am seeing Aaron and Sethiel already. I guess they are good to go. Judges, Gian, and Christian, and Aaron, who wants to take the lead? Maybe
Hey,
we
this
should.
is Aaron. I threw a question in the chat, but how did the team resolve or escalate disagreements amongst the project team?
We escalate disagreements, the project, when it comes to I know there's a lot of lapses in the applications that we made, or idea idealistic, um, but the disagreements, when it comes to when it comes to for example, we made a kind of survey for the participants, and out of 180% of them that wants the application.
Yeah, that's fine, Aaron. What I was looking for is an actual situation that happened amongst the team that you had to go and resolve the disagreement or escalate it to the next step in terms of the thought process, in terms of you developing the app?
There's a lot of disagreements because we didn't know. First, we didn't know um, the future of the application that might going to, but um, we strive more for the application because it for us it helps the future for the MICE industry, not only just in the MICE industry but for the hospitality and tourism industry itself.
Thank you.
Hey Aaron, yeah, I think it's a very good solution. I like the marketplace for all of the verticals that you guys are working on. What are the how are you guys marketing this application? Are you going directly to the event organizers, or like how are you guys marketing it? This, or you going out for
Um,
consumers?
as you can see, there's three types of in the cover page of the application. First, the clients. Second, the event organizers, and third is the suppliers. So they can know we're going to fit in, as if for like example, they are event organizer. They're going to event organizer in order to apply and find a certain supplier and negotiate with the clients itself. And also the same as the clients, they're going to the part of the clients, and they going to saw what the client's homepage, which is the event organizers, that they can negotiate with them, and the event organizers can contact with the suppliers that they can find in the another part of the application.
Right. And then for the business model, you guys mentioned that it's gonna run more on ads. Is that correct? Or are you guys thinking to get a cut or a commission out of each transaction inside the platform?
Pardon?
On the pitch, you guys mentioned that it's more on advertisement, the business model, and the revenue. Is that correct? Or you guys also trying to figure other ways to get income through a transaction or percentages of each of the transactions inside the app?
For the advertisement, as of now, we are the starting of the application. Um, but if they develop, or if we develop the application itself, or and it can be what do you call this? Like for example, if our application gets viral or trending, they might be possible that we can get some certain advertisement, and we can go outside of the application. For the like for Facebook, we're going to take an advertisement in order to spread out the information that we have this kind of application. And for the subscriptions of the event organizer and suppliers, that might possible then get advertisement too. That is one of the benefits. And for yeah, and that's it.
Got it. All right. Thank you.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Gian. This will be the last one for the team.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Gian.
just very quick lang. Just very quick. Aaron, congrats on the presentation. I like the idea that you guys are helping out the
Thank
mice,
you.
especially nowadays. No, I just want to figure out lang how you're gonna market the whole. How do you plan, or have you guys ever thought of how you plan to onboard suppliers on the platform? Um, and how the second one would be, how do you plan to tell the no, market the application to the clients and the events organizer suppliers as well? So have you guys thought of that?
Actually, yes. We think that our target market is event organizer and supplier itself, because they are the foundation. Without them, there will be no clients in the application.
No, my question is, how do you plan to get them on board? Like, make them go into the application and register?
Um, we we do now for the survey of the some part of the event organizer, that they possible know that we're planning this kind of application that might help in order to get them through in the
Uh,
application. And if you register the application, there will be certain that you can possible um, add some kind of needs and requirements that might get verified for them.
all right. Okay, I got it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So that will be the last question. Thank you, Aaron James from EAC. Thank you, Christian, Gian, and of course, Aaron, Gian, and of course Christian for the Q&A. At this moment, we are going to proceed to our second pitching for this afternoon. Our second pitch will be coming from the Lyceum of the Philippines University, Laguna. Their application is called Tindahuan. This is an application that will act as a centralized platform for micro local businesses to sell their products online. Local natin, taratang kilikin. These team or LPU Laguna is composed of dynamic people and team members composed of Brian Zios Basco, James Belan, Erica Fain Manalo, Diana Marie Orate, and Stephanie Resplendor. Let's all watch this.
Mabuhay! Good afternoon, everyone. I am James Belan from the Lyceum of the Philippines, University, Laguna, and I am proud to present to you Tindahuan. Here is Ryan, a barong shop owner and a maker himself. Since the pandemic began, he lost 70 to 90% of his revenues because fiestas and events were postponed and canceled in lieu of government protocols. So what seems to be the problem? Micro to medium enterprises compose 99% of all registered businesses in the whole country. The problem is that micro local businesses have lost their distribution platforms because of quarantine restrictions, forced closure, and the loss of their regular customers. How will we then save these micro entrepreneurs from incurring more losses? Here is Tindahuan, the solution for every micro local enterprises' problem. Tindahuan is a software application that aims to solve the distribution problems these micro businesses face. This will be the future platform for the continuous production and selling of the country's local products. Through Tindahuan, enterprises like weaving, shoemaking, wood carving, candle making, crafting, and different kinds of artistry here in our country will have a sole platform to present and sell their products online. This will allow them to reach a larger population from before. Yes, it is similar to today's application that we very much enjoy, Shopee and Lazada. It's true that they cover almost the whole country in terms of access and sales, but we differ from them a lot because we project the authenticity of Philippine culture and present a variety of features like customization of the products sold because not all posted products are pre-made. This software application business, unlike any other business today, would not cost much and would perfectly fit the work from home setup because the majority of its resources needed are humans. Human resource is the blood of our business, where they will stabilize and continuously develop the application, analyze data, and market the products in application through our website and social media pages. Like I said, our software wouldn't cost much, but the returns will certainly skyrocket From low capital and relying much on human resource, Tindahuan will surely project revenues in the next 3 to 5 years. It will gain several investors once open, similar to Amazon and Alibaba. Tindahuan aims to move forward by bringing our roots with us. It will definitely gain the loves and views of our social media pages and will certainly reach our local crafters with the help of our government offices. Because these crafts and artistry established, preserved, and improved by our ancestors are more than just products, but treasures. Thank you for lending your ears, and together, let us build a better future through our past. Lokal natin, tara, tangkilik.
Mabuhay! I am Erica Ping Manalo from Lyceum of the Philippines University, Laguna. Tara, at sasamahan kita sa tindawan. You may sign up as a seller or a buyer. Let's try to register as a buyer. Now, we're ready to log in. And boom. Awesome. Here's the dashboard. Let's start with the information. The latest tourism news from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao can be found here. You can also acquire updates on current restaurants, hotels, or travel destinations that are now open to the public. Now, to the most exciting part. Tara sa Tindawan. You can choose from a variety of products from various regions as well as the best-selling items. You can also look at their product specifications and contact them regarding inquiries. Let's return to the Tindawan and discover what things are available in Luzon. Amazing. Scroll down to see all of Luzon's local products. Now it's time to have a look at our shopping cart. You can choose whatever things you wish to check out here. You can also alter your delivery address and choose your preferred payment method. After that, you can add or edit your profile information, bank account details, and of course, your preferred language. Finally, our favorite chatbot, See Who Won. If you have encountered any issues, problems, or you have something to ask, Who Won is here 24/7 to assist you. Of course, we didn't forget to test this application. We let several users to test Tindawan and they claim it is the missing link for our local businesses to be promoted and acknowledged in our industry. So, Tindawan, lokal natin, tara, tangkilikin.
That was phenomenal, and truly depicting the Filipino brand, Ikanga. Now that we have a quick understanding of the product, members, kindly turn on your camera. Ayan, dito na sila. As we also call our judges, which are present in the platform right now, Sir Christian, Sir Gian, Sir Aaron, thank you. You are given a time, quickly 5 minutes on the dot for the question and answer. Sir Christian, would you like to take the lead?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, guys. Awesome presentation. Like, really good to help micro businesses in the Philippines. Definitely going to help the industry and the economy. I wasn't clear about the business model, meaning like how you guys making money with this marketplace. And then the other question was how you guys compete or differentiate from, I guess you mentioned Lazada and Shopee, but what about Facebook Marketplace and other social media platform? TikTok is soon to also launch and be integrated with Shopify, which also give access to these micro businesses to be able to sell online. Those are my two main questions. Thank you.
Well, we'll first start with sir. You said Facebook because for based on our surveys and questions to our future users, Facebook wasn't a very much useful platform for these micro local enterprises because the natives are having issues in terms of scams or just people enjoying asking when they're not really interested in buying. So through this platform, the Philippine artistry, the Philippine culture could be brought to the people, not just in their local areas, but through the whole nation. and hopefully soon the global market. But how will we earn from this? Well, similar to Amazon, to Alibaba, to today's Lazada and Shopee, there could be first we will gather funds from the IPOs, from selling stocks, from getting investors. Next is through their selling, we will get commissions, we will get transaction fees similar to that is around 3 to 5%, that is very evident to Lazada and Shopee, in which we also gathered some data. We asked a few sellers there on how does Shopee earn from them, how does this and that. So it's very much ideal and possible.
Thank you.
Can I answer as well? I want to add what James said that our closest competitors are Shopee and Lazada. And even if those two large companies and famous companies are our competitors, we differ from them because we only feature local products of our country and we offer customization of our products. And we want to preserve the culture of the Juanas and Juanas or the Filipinos. And aside from that, the platform or the Tindawan application really addresses the problem and the missing link of our micro-local entrepreneurs. Thus, we are bridging the gap of the local vendors who do not have distribution opportunities to feature and preserve the culture of the Philippines.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
Great. Sergio, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Congrats very much on the presentation. I really like it, the flow, and you did like a very good storyline, which made it very interesting. Um, there's this one, it's not more of a question, but maybe a suggestion. And I think are you guys really want to start this Tindawan? Like you really want to do it? Like, or is this just like a project for you guys, or you really want to enter into the whole thing?
Well, it started with a
Um,
project, but now
You're convinced
I
na.
suppose our hearts is
All right. So maybe you can check out maybe you can check out Grow Sari. It's similar to what you're doing. They're actually doing their business model is basically empowering the sari stores. So they're actually pretty much growing very big now, no? But it's a good way to check out that competitor rin, no? Well, maybe you learn from them. They similarly have the same concept as you guys. I don't know if you actually know them. So it's basically spelled out as Grow Sari. So Sari store. So check them out and then look at they're doing. And then the other thing is that maybe one area, because I always give I'm always participating with DTI when it comes to their KN and K. Parang it's like a DTI program for small businesses in the different provinces. Maybe what you can do is coordinate with them or ask them, or link up with the DTI to get an idea of the feel of how the SMEs in different regions and provinces work, kasi iba yung mindset nila. Okay? Iba sila mag-isip compared to people or people who post in Lazada or people who post in Shopee. So try to gather that data so you can improve also your business model. That's just my suggestions lang. Hope that helps out.
Thank you very much, Sir Gian.
I am certainly learning as the group is also learning. Sir Aaron, any questions for the team?
Yeah, so since I know this is a project that you're really looking into, I like what Jen just said, because the Sari store concept is a lot different than what Shopee and Lazada do. And I would actually recommend and to incorporate more of a geolocator, so that way, like if I'm in my home and I want to order something, what it does is it pops up all the Sari stores in my immediate area. It has all the pricing, and it'd be easy to incorporate that into the platform. And then if I need eggs, I just type in eggs, and then all of a sudden, a 3 minute walk, somebody can deliver my eggs. So I don't actually have to go to the Sari store; they come to me. And no matter where I'm at, similar to Grab or one of the other apps, it actually knows where I'm at, so it'll incorporate all the Sari stores in that area to be able to quickly deliver. and I think it would actually make it much easier for the sorry stores to have increased sales, and I think it would justify the commission. The thing that I didn't, the thing that the question I have is, I saw your revenue projections, and they seem pretty lofty in terms of the next 5 years. So, how did you, based on your current flow, how did you determine what your revenue projections were, or did it just look like a pretty graph to put on?
The graph doesn't really signify much of the finances, but
Right.
uh, what it projects is how will it grow, because for application we really cannot develop full blown a very perfect application from day one forth. So
Yep.
it would really start small. It would start with just a few sellers, and
Right.
as it would progress, it would get investors, it would get funds, it would grow and develop. There will be push notification. There will be uh, SMS, text, advertisements. You can see it, you will be able to see it on advertisements on Facebook, on YouTube. That is really our projection, because uh, it's pretty difficult for us to have that financial, that definite financial projection, because even the developers today are very much different.
If you can customize it to where it's different than Shopee, Lazada, and it's more personalized for, say, the smaller businesses, sorry stores, like was mentioned, I think including a geolocator, I think you have a pretty good business model, because it would allow customers to be able to easily support the local folks in their area, and not have to wait for something to be delivered, and all the logistical challenges, because when I order on Lazada, if I pay for it in advance, I may not get it. That's why I always do COD. And then it takes, who knows, because sometimes the stuff's coming from China, and I have to wait a week to get my item. Whereas with that concept, I can get my item probably within 30 minutes, because the store is just located in my general area. And if you have, three sorry stores, embedded in the platform. If there's a fourth one, they're going to want to be a part of it, because they're going to be losing sales if they're not part of your platform. That's a great idea.
Thank you, sir. Aaron.
So get with Experience Philippines, because they know what they know what they're talking about, and they're right on point. So partner up.
Yeah,
Right.
there's another suggestion. Like, I mean, it's very exciting to think very big and very broad, especially on a nationwide level. But actually, what really works is you hyper localize it. Like, you just focus
Right.
on whatever city you are. If guys are based in Laguna, just dominate Laguna, and that's it. And then plan to expand outside of Laguna. And then you can start looking at Rizal or other areas near Laguna, because that would make it much more, like a friend of mine who's doing delivery services in Bicol. They're dominating Bicol compared to Food Panda and Grab. They're because they're more there's a relationship, especially like since I'm from Bicol, I want to support a startup from Bicol. So you have to look that as well. Like there are relationships involved when it comes to like this kinds of business model. So you have to hype that, because Filipinos are more community based, and they support, they rather than looking at as a product base. So that's one characteristics we have. I mean, just to send a suggestion for you guys to input into your startup idea.
Exactly. Expanding your market, adding suggestion options, utilizing local demographics, and establishing good relationships. These are good points that we can take from our judges. So that was really something that was clarity. Thank you so much, LPU Laguna, and to our
Thank
judges
you.
there. So we will be heading on or moving forward to our next product pitch is coming all the way from Mariners Polytechnic Colleges Incorporated. And their application is for independent travelers who struggle to find their way to their dream destinations. The product is a mobile-based one-stop traveling application that makes the convenience of travel within your reach. The team is comprising of driven and visionary to change. We have Antonio Jeva Hazel, Bisonio Mariel, Semitara Kyla, Dagondon Kim Raya, and Escobar Christine Jane. Roll VTR.
Have you ever tried of traveling alone? If not, have you ever thought about it? I know you have thought about it, but you are scared of wandering alone in different places new to you. Just like our friend Imogen Scott, a travel blogger and a freelance photographer from New York. She likes traveling alone and has traveled over 100 countries. Well, my friend Imogen wants to travel to the Philippines alone. However, she's hesitant to go because she worries about the access to transportation, accommodation, safety, and security, and other traveling matters in the Philippines. Well, that is when we came up with the idea of having a one-stop traveling app that would help Imogen and other independent tourists to travel in the Philippines. Well, ladies and gentlemen, no worries. We, from Mariners Polytechnic Colleges Incorporated NADA, present to you the Lakwatsa. Well, Lakwatsa came from the Filipino word that simply means to wander, as what traveling is. This one-stop traveling app targets independent tourists as its customer segment. And for to strengthen the customer relationships, we input 24/7 customer support and customer suggestion forms. How will we do it? Well, our channels is online. For our value propositions, it is convenient, great user interface, user-friendly, safe and secured user info. So how will we do it? We have a key partners, which is the local government units, Department of Tourism, restaurant chains, hotel chains, local businesses, travel agencies, and tour guides. Our key activities is marketing, product development, beta app testing, market research. For our key resources, it is financial resources and consulting service for patent intellectual resources. So how will you benefit from it? Our revenue streams is advertisements, commission from restaurants and hotel chains, networking and partnership with tourist establishments, and in-app and premium purchases. Our cost structure is human resources, app development, and structure and promotion. This one-stop traveling app is a very convenient for tourists, independent tourists. Well, to further discuss, here is my friend Kyla to show to you our app.
Hello everyone. So we are from Mariners Naga and we will be presenting our Lakwacha app. So here you can see the introduction of our application. And here is the sign up page of our application. So once the user is registered, they can now log in. Okay. So once they have logged in, this will be the home page of our application. So here in the search bar, they will see the list of provinces that they would want to visit. So once they have entered a province that they want to go, this screen will be shown. We have the different features here, the image of the province, the attractions, accommodation, itinerary, restaurants, information, safety, travel body, currency, and for the widgets below is the e-bayad or the transaction payment transaction, the map and the flights, the notepad, and the news updates. So for the attractions, we have placed the different list of the attractions that can be seen in the province. And once they have seen once they have clicked the attraction, they will see the activities there. So next is for the accommodation. So for the accommodation, they can now book their hotels there here in our accommodation icon. Next is the itinerary. The application has a suggested itinerary which the user can choose from, and they can also make their own itinerary here. So next icon is the restaurants. Here in the restaurant, we have a list of recommended restaurants in the province, which has also a star reviews from our users. So next is the information. For the information icon, we have entered there the history of the place, the demographics, and the geography of the province. We also have a safety feature wherein once they have clicked this icon, they will see the first aid measures, the precautions, the emergency hotlines, and the contact person in the province. Next is for the travel buddy feature. It is where our user can match up with a fellow user who is also going to the same location, and they can enter their interest here in the interest section, in which this can match up with a fellow user. Next icon is the currency. This is where our users can have their currency, they can compute their expenses and convert it to their own currency. And for the widgets below on the page is, here is for the payment transaction. This is what we call the e-bayad, since we use AQR for the transportation, accommodation, and for payment in the restaurants. And we've also partnered with PayPal here. The next widget will be the maps. Here it will be shown the map of the destination that they are going to. And for the next icon, we have the flights. So here in our flights icon, they can book their flights through our partnership with Kayak. Next. Next is we have the notepad feature where the users can place their itinerary and also write their travel experiences. And lastly, for the news update, the users will also have an update of the news here in the Philippines, as we have partnered with the Manila Times. So overall, the goal of our application is to be a one-stop traveling app for those independent travelers that wants to go here in the Philippines. So Lakwatsa is for the conveniency within your reach. Thank you.
And there you go, La Quacha of Mariners Polytechnic Colleges Inc. Okay, so we are now being joined by the team of MPCI. So we have Kim, we have Kyla, and Marielle. So Christian, Gian, and Aaron, we have 5 minutes for our question and answer. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, a great idea, guys. I think I actually know a lot of like companies focusing on this independent like solo travelers. Yeah, and they base it on the fact of the community and like safety, as you guys pointed out. And obviously, right now with COVID and the pandemic, just to be updated with all the changes, like when you travel, you don't know like PCRs, like each LGU is changing all of that. So I noticed on the app like a lot of information, right? Like flights, hotels, food. Like what would be the initial focus for you guys? You think like the solo traveler needs like that much amount of information, or you might want to focus more on, let's say, experiences or like the community? Have you guys thought about that, or you just kind of like testing the waters with just kind of like putting all the traveling world there and see what's the best added value? I think you guys.
Yes, thank you for that question. I think we even our app actually has a lot of features, and one of our most special features will actually focus on, let's say, the safety and security of the tourists, especially the independent tourists, for to be specific. And also, we're going to focus on, let's say, the ability of the tourists to create their own itinerary. As we mentioned from the app a while ago, you can choose to follow the itinerary we provided, or you can just create your own using the notepad. And we are also going to focus on the travel buddy, which is a feature of the app that allows you to match up with a person within your location. And also, it depends on your interests. Let's say if you like snowboarding, or if you like going to North America, you will be matched up with someone similar as your interests. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Gian?
Yeah, I think I just want to go back to the whole premise, which is about safety, because that was the initial that made me interested in the whole application. But I didn't see that in the in the application itself. There was no highlight about the safe, except I think the feature that you had about like the contact details for emergency, like first aid and all that stuff. Because like it just my observation, like have you guys researched about couch surfing? Because couch surfing is also similar. Like they do like matchups with people traveling to one location or like staying in their respective houses. So one of the issues there, which I had personal experience, is that even though they write a very good like "Hi, I'm a very good person," it turns out the opposite. Like I have friends who had really bad experiences with that kind of like, matching of travel buddies. Like so that goes against like the first premise, which is about safety and security. So maybe something to check out, like how you guys gonna make sure that it's an authentic matchup, like meaning anyone can just really create a profile and pretend, something that something you can check out, because it's like that's what I was looking at in the first part, where so and so girl was going to be traveling on her own, and she's an independent traveler, and she's concerned about the safety, and the Philippines is known for this. So I was hoping that I was looking at that line, so something you check out, right? Another one, I think I agree with Christian here. It's like there's too many information. Like even I personally, we are a startup company for Experience Philippines, and those are the areas we actually avoided already because doesn't really like that doesn't really show us as a Filipino, as a culture, as Philippines, no. That's why we focus specifically on things that they can do, like hyper local experiences that they can actually meet up with, locals, and like connect with locals and have a genuine connection. So something to check out, no? Something to think about. Why not applications are doing that? Because I think Klook does that. I'm not sure Traveloka does that. So something to check out. This There are different startups who have actually done that already, and it's good to just check what they're doing. All right, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Gian. So, something to take note of at MPCI. How about Aaron? Do you have a question for the team?
Yeah, well, I actually use a app. It's called Airbnb. So I actually use the app, and Airbnb has something called Experiences, and I've actually used Experiences, and I like it because it actually gives reviews. So, like on my app right now, I have it up. I don't know if you can see it, but I can scroll through here and I can see the pictures, read reviews, and see everything about that. And then it's no PM me. I don't have to PM me because I feel like I'm getting scammed if somebody asks me to PM me and I have to answer about pricing. It's very fully disclosed on pricing, what's included, including all the safety aspects of the experience. So how are you going to compete with these platforms like an Airbnb, which has already incorporated the stay, right? So you go there initially and you book your cheaper than a hotel stay, and then once I stay there, I can see all the activities that are presented to me. Walking tour of Manila. I can actually go through a local tour, and all the tours, food tours, going to Binondo, having the exclusive Chinese experience with all the different food items as a food walk. And then are you going to think about incorporating that into the metaverse eventually? So that way, if I want Gian and I want Christian and I want Roy, all together. We're in all parts of the world, but I want to go together and we want to experience a Binondo food tour. I can bring them all in, put on my headset, and then visually go through and experience the area. And I may not have the food, but that's actually sent to me. So that way, by the time I'm actually going through the tour, I'm actually tasting the food because it's right there with me, and I'm with my friends as I'm experiencing the experience. So, do you have any thoughts about incorporating those items, and how would you do it?
Anyone from the team? Kim? Or Marielle? Or Kyla? Okay, Kyla?
Yes, sir. It would be a great idea to incorporate that in our application, and I think it would be better to incorporate that in our travel buddy feature, since um, if they also a user, they can also experience the same experience that the main user is experiencing in that certain destination or tour.
Okay, thank you very much, Kyla. Aaron, any last comments or we're good to go?
Yeah, a lot of competition in that space. So I'd be interested to see how you develop that. Is that something that you're really seriously considering, or is this for the project only?
Kyla?
Yes.
We are
We
actually
actually go. Yes.
Go ahead,
As
Kim.
yes. We're actually going to consider our competitors not only as threats or competitors, but we're also going to consider them as strategic partners. We are only starting up in this application, and it's very important to, let's say, get feedback or at least look at the strategies of what the existing apps do. We can use that to, let's say, leverage our app to have more experience in the field. And also, it is a very important way for us to network through various distribution channels. So that's what I think about competitors, because you're not only going to treat them as threats, but also as, let's say, partners in the industry. Thank you.
I agree. Not only as a partner though, but I think if you develop that experience, because when I use Airbnb, I'm very disappointed in the amount of experience. So content is key, and so I think if a local provider can really develop, because locally can do it a lot better. So if you can develop the content and then even spin that part off and let a big player buy you out, I think that would be a good strategy in terms of being able to justify an evaluation of your company. But yeah, so the experiences that I have participated with have been good, but the amount of experiences, and so we have the Philippines, which is known for it's more fun in the Philippines. There's so many things to do in the Philippines. Yet when I look at the app, I see like 20. That's it. And I know there's a lot more that can be accomplished with that. So I think content is key in this one.
I think Ian wants to add something to that.
Yeah, I
Go
just
ahead,
want to
Ian.
share because like exactly what Aaron was saying. I just for the rest of you guys, especially you're thinking of something like experiences. Syempre, I'm talking about experience Philippines. It's quite really funny, you know. But the reason why Airbnb could not penetrate Southeast Asia is primarily because of the community culture that we have. The Airbnb experience is actually designed for individual people traveling. Like they could not penetrate Thailand as much as they would want because Southeast Asians very much focus on friends and community. Like especially us. Like if I were to travel, I would want to bring my barkada with me. I want to bring my girlfriend with me or my boyfriend with me. You know that kind of approach, or my family with me. So they could not penetrate that. So you have to think of something like that. Well, that's precisely why we came up with Experience Philippines as well. Is because we wanted to highlight on that particular cultural aspect that we have. So something to think about then as well when you come up with your travel application.
Yes, thank you very much. Indeed, so you have a lot of takeaways from this three very our very handsome gentlemen in here. Thank you very much, Christian, Gian, and Aaron. Thank you, MPCI, Kim, Kyla, and Marielle. We are now proceeding to our last presenter for this afternoon, coming all the way from Trace College. Their application is an all in one travel companion to make your travels easier, and they are composed of lovely Abigail Cascaño, Jose Rafael Fernandez, Simon Peter Peñaña, and Miguel Vasquez. Ladies and gentlemen, Trace College with their La Cuacha. La Cuarcha.
Good afternoon. I'm Rafael Fernandez and I'm here to ask you a question. Have you ever had a long weekend after months of working and all you wanted was a quick, refreshing, and memorable experience out of town with your friends and family? Or maybe you just wanted a different place to hang out with your colleagues after a long week of work. You probably scoured the internet for recommendations. You open Google, your social media apps, even Trivago and TripAdvisor just to widen out your options. Even with these applications, it felt like the information for establishment that can offer genuine and new experiences are still lacking. Maybe there are no pictures, rates that are too high, no operating hours listed, contact information that is not responding, or maybe the exact location on where to find them is wrong. All that work makes you feel frustrated and tired. You just want an amazing weekend getaway that fits your budget. Then, you settle for that one resort that responded to you, even though it's a little way out of your budget or the accommodations are not what you wish for. If you are the kind of person who wants a more personalized travel experience that can be done by just using a single mobile application, then we have a solution for you, La Cuarcha. And here's Abigail Cascaño to discuss our product.
Thank you. In conceptualizing our idea, we asked 100 respondents and asked them if they were able to visit any local destinations in the past. 78% of them already did, and 96% of them preferred to plan their own trips. 85% of them experienced inconveniences during their travels, and luckily, 81% of our respondents show interest when we asked them if they would want an improved and dedicated app for local travels. The Quattro app is targeted towards travelers that want a budget-friendly unique experience that they can tell stories about when they go back to the city. Our app is the best for travelers that are willing to participate in creating a user-created community which can help other travelers pick out their next local destination. Our app is dedicated to providing ease and convenience when it comes to travel planning, as it can provide a variety of options when it comes to new experiences and also help travelers when it comes to budgeting their trips. The Quattro is an all-in-one travel mobile application where underrated small businesses could register and put up their information, which provides more users can create an itinerary that shows the estimated cost of their trips as well as the time they will allocate for the trip. In addition to that, necessary electronic documents such as tickets and COVID certifications can be stored in the app. Yes, there are a lot of tourist and travel planner applications that are available right now. Even social media is being used as a reference to perfect destination. But what sets La Quattro apart from the rest is that we are focused on providing destination information with convenience because you can do it all with La Quattro. I'll give the floor back to Raf for our future plans for La Quattro.
So for the future development of La Cuarcha, our team plans to expand our reach to more regions in the Philippines, to develop features that would be helpful to both small and large enterprises even more, and lessen the inconvenience travelers experience when planning for trips, giving them that well-deserved out-of-town trip. So let's make your travel easier with La Cuarcha. Here are Simon and Miguel to demonstrate our prototype.
So this is our application. One of the main features of our application is the homepage where the recommendations are located. And the user can filter the results from restaurants, hotels, spots, and shops. Now, the application has two users, the traveler and the business owner. Uh, the user can view their profile where the itinerary and the contributions are located. They can also view their favorites and their visited places. Now, the setup for the business owner includes the details for their business from location, contacts, and photos. They will be also asked for ID and business permit. Now, when they save, they will be directed here to the business page. The business page, the business owner can promote their business from different ad types, and they will be also prompted once a month to update their business profile so the details will be up to date and the user cannot be confused with the details. Now, the business owner can also view the statistics of the page, how many users have visited the pages, how many likes the page got in that month. Now we will move to the itinerary and contribute, one of the features of our application.
Okay, in itinerary, at the itinerary page, you can make your own route plan by just simply adding a location from point A to point B. Then you can save it to your app. The estimated travel cost and travel time will be shown below. Next one is the contribution. At the contribution page, you can also add some undiscovered places that you've already visited by just simply upload the picture of that place and the description about the place. So that's it.
So that's it for the prototype presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, and yet another exceptional product from Trace College naman. We are now sharing the virtual platform to the team. And I'm asking once more the judges to open the camera for the 5-minute question and answer portion. Sir Aaron, would you like to take the lead for the question?
Yeah, I like the app. I think that as an example, I have investments in Boracay, and the one thing I don't like is whenever somebody goes to Boracay as a guest, and then they go out on the beach, and there's 20 people coming up to them trying to sell this or that. Here's scuba diving lessons. Here's this. Here's that. But if you developed the app so where once you're in a location, you have the opportunity to have all the pricing, have all the opportunities, what's included, because you go on a snorkeling trip in Boracay and they quote you a price, then you go to another person who has no idea what you paid or what the deal is, and then you find out you don't have snorkel equipment, and then you have to buy that. So it's all inclusive. It's there. It's reviewable, and then being able to book that while I'm in the area, and then eventually everything can be online. So you work with the local salespeople to be able to put their information on there, so that way the experience when I go to the beach isn't that I'm being hassled by every vendor on the beach, but everything's been on the app and they're all advertising on the app.
Yes, sir.
Am I
So our app
understanding your
targets. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Am I understanding your platform correctly or no?
Yes, sir. So our app will help you to have a rough idea of what the prices are, so that when you're already in the tourist spot or in the area, you will not be confused by the rates and the offers of the people, so that you can budget your money and your time very well or better, so that you can have a better experience in the area, sir.
Well, I want to be able to use the app to book. Okay, I want snorkeling. So I want to go to the app. It's going to cost me 1,500 pesos up to 4 people to go snorkeling. I want to be able to book the app and say the time I want to attend that. And then somebody's going to come with me where I'm at based on the geolocation of the app to take me to the boat. I want it simple. I don't want to have to talk to 4 or 5 different people, and then I get scared because maybe it's my first time in Boracay, and they're leading me to some area that I'm unsure about. And then it's like maybe they're going to take advantage of me. I don't know. So if it's all done clearly and concisely to the point, and then my payment's made here, so I don't have to sit there and I can actually leave the tip on the app. I don't have to feel intimidated. Oh, looking at the sad faces as I leave the boat because maybe I didn't offer enough tip because I offered 2,000, but yet they thought that I was a foreigner that was going to give them 5,000. So I have to deal with the sad faces. It's very professionally on the app because I can just do it all on the app and not have to deal with all the things that may give me a negative experience when using the experience. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Our application offers the full experience so that the user can have a smooth experience when they are traveling to the place they want to go to. So the shops and their details from pricing to their operating hours, it will be listed in our application. And their contact details will also be listed in there. So it will not be a problem when you want to talk to the person in charge of the
It's
shop.
fully transparent, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. Great. Thank you for that one. How about Sir Gian?
Um, I think I congratulations on the presentation. I really liked it. Maybe this is just my maybe like a suggestion. You can look at it. It can it be more of like a vendor based? I'm not so sure if like thinking correctly. Like it's you're focusing on the user, but you can streamline it because I think I agree with Aaron. It's like whenever you go to different destinations, it's always been like all the travel apps focus more on the end you like me as a traveler, but there's very little on how the vendors are actually being promoted as well. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm making any sense. Like you don't have the reviews. We don't normally see that. So maybe something that you can make for the business side of it very easy as well. So looking at it like, for example, you have multiple vendors in a certain location, let's say Boracay, who offers snorkeling. So it's very good for Aaron to actually just go and actually check out. It's for him, but actually he can actually check out all the different vendors with all the different prices and all the different reviews for each of those vendors. So it's easy for him, but at the same time, for as a business owner, it's also easy for me because I can actually now also look at my competitors as well. You know what I'm saying? It's something that
Yes,
you can
yes,
actually
yes.
look into. Yeah. So I don't
Yes.
know. There's something to think about lang.
Um,
Sir, actually, meron po
as
kaming, ay,
explained,
we have a, okay, Rafael, continue.
As seen in the prototype, we have a feature where a business owner could actually register. So we're not just focusing on the end users, the tourists, but we
Yeah.
are also supporting the small businesses and local businesses. So in there, they can promote their resorts or hotels or other accommodations, and in there they can also see the performance of their page, and also
Yep.
they can see the performance
Yeah.
of their
Which is
competitors.
which is
So
really interesting. I really like that part.
Yes, sir.
thank you, sir.
Plus, in the description of the application, in the description of the place, when the user can also review the ratings on that place by the other users. We didn't showcase it on the prototype because we only have 2 minutes to present it, but it's in the application.
Right. Thank you very much, guys.
Alrighty. Sir Christian, any question or thoughts about this?
Yeah. Thanks, guys. So I think in my mind, what struck most to me was that what you guys are trying to do also is like update the information. Correct? Like that's sort of like the main solution that you guys are offering. Like especially right now with the pandemic, like you go to a lot of places and 80% might be closed. So is that correct? And how do you guys planning to like update all of this information? Like you guys have like a bunch of people just going and checking these areas and like updating the information so that when I go to Chargao, I can go to the actual restaurants and hotels that are open and not, out of business? Or is that do I understand this correct?
Yes, sir. Our application has a feature that the application will remind the business owner to update their business profile once a month. So they will be notified to update their profile. So uh, the details about their business will always be complete and up to date.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
also, sir, if the app comes through, we can expand our team so that we can work with more people with like the local government units so that the proper information about during this pandemic with the limitations and the quarantine status are regularly updated. So we are just planning to expand that once the app comes through.
Yeah, because I mean, updating information, I think is a very good business, especially right now with all the changes. I mean, if you look, I always get annoyed about like our hotel. Like when I go to Google, it still shows like 10 years ago. So the street is like totally different. It shows like a totally different building.
Yeah,
So if
yes.
Google are not able to keep this up to date, like I'm just wondering, like, maybe there's like, founders and entrepreneurs that could do that. And like, hopefully then Google or these other guys can update information with you guys' resources and, just putting things up to what is looking like today and not like 10 years, 15 years ago.
Yes, sir. So the user interface of our app is very intuitive and very simple. So that for the business owners that are not that tech savvy or do not have much time to update their profiles on Google, social media, and other websites, we made it very easy for them to update their profile so that the tourists and or the customers are always updated of the status of the resorts so that you won't be confused if these photos or this information is up to date or old information already.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, we are actually planning in the future, if once we are accommodating a very large amount of establishments already, to have a dedicated team for research when it comes to updating these businesses and establishments regarding with their operations and current statuses, so that yeah, we are still being yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, just because I actually have trouble a lot during this pandemic, and like that's a
Mhm.
recurring problem that I see with all the bigger companies, like Airbnb and all of those guys, even Google. Like, I mean, the information is there, but it's the situation has changed. So when you go and travel, like I was in Istanbul, like a lot of places were closed. Same like in
Uh,
Buenos Aires or in Mexico. So if that's a movement that you guys start with like a vision in the Philippines as well, like it's something that needs to be updated, and there's a lot of changes. If you walk through Poblacion today, it looks very different than before the pandemic. So that's
There's
good.
I have a suggestion for you guys. Instead of looking at it as an app for the user, maybe you can actually work with existing companies who actually have the app ready and they connect it as an API. I'm just like thinking as like I agree with Christian because like there are many information, especially for like um, we're based in Baguio City, and then there's always a although here in Baguio we actually have constant update by the government, so we always receive that as a part of our being part of the community. But however, if they go to La Union or if they go to Pangasinan or they have different travel requirements. It's just annoying to keep track of all of that. I suggest that as a if I were a business like trying to figure things out like or even as a user, if someone can actually collate all those information and convert that information into something that I can easily connect it with our own existing application, it makes it easier for us so that I don't have to outsource the research side of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to do it myself. I actually can just outsource it to someone else. If you guys focus on that more rather than the end user and connecting it with existing application, I think you have something more of a very good business model that can actually attract bigger hospitality companies or travel tourism companies that you can actually offer that as a service. So it's not going to be a B2C. You're now looking at a B2B concept now.
That's
One of
great.
the features of our app, I don't think it was explained during the pitching because of the limit on the time. But have integrated the features like the social media and the Google Maps with the other apps, so that it will be easier for the end users and the business owners as well. And another option for us, if like the investors are not that hot with our idea, is to work with existing companies in the private and the government sector, so that our goal, in which we are trying to improve the tourism in the Philippines, could be more easily achieved. So we're not just closing our options to just the app, but also expanding and working with others. Thank you.
Indeed, inclusivity of the locals, vendor accessibility, and up-to-date user interfaces is what we heard from our judges for us to make your product more viable. So once more, judges and Trace College, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for those feedback, and that would definitely hone the product more. Now, we will not forget to acknowledge and thank our dear sponsors for this event. Our sponsor is highly appreciated, and let us all watch a quick audio visual presentation coming right up.
There's something about witnessing the mountains and clouds meet that awakens the inner romantic. In the Cordilleras, the scenery begs for introspection, making it the perfect destination for soul searching. But making the first step in this journey proves that it's a lot more than that. It's a place for family, friends, lovers, and you. It's a place where you can replenish your soul, rejuvenate your body, and rekindle your love for adventure. It's a place where you can find yourself over and over again. The Cordillera Administrative Region is a landlocked mountainous area in Luzon that holds some of the Philippines' most sought-after travel gems. Our highlands are a sight to behold. Brimming with interesting customs, the Cordilleran Highlands offer a unique and eye-opening experience to travelers of all ages. CAR is home to the Cordillerans, the collective name for the various indigenous tribes of Abra, Apayao, Benguet, Kalinga, Ifugao, Mountain Province, and the chartered city of Baguio, the famed summer capital of the Philippines. More than this, nature offers the ultimate spiritual awakening. Scream at the top of your lungs at Echo Valley. Immerse yourself in the caves of Sagada. Commune with peaceful surrounds at Lake Danum. Enjoy the breathtaking views at Dupag Rock Formations in Marag Valley, Apayao. Or await the sunrise at the height of a long hike through Casamata Hill National Park in Abra.
Tupay dato kakabagya na agab abulta nababalo nga ay
The Cordilleras is also a melting pot of indigenous art. At Masfere Inn in Sagada, owned by the late father of Philippine photography Eduardo Masfere, travelers will find an expansive collection of photographs dating back to the 1930s, covering the daily lives of the tribes. It is also here that everyone can partake in an age-old custom of storytelling, while getting a foot acupressure massage, which was and is how the locals do it, to ensure that their tales are kept alive from generation to generation. Explore Abra, the bamboo capital of the Philippines, and meet Teofilo Garcia, the Tabungao hat maker of San Quintin, and his unique katukongs, weatherproof hats made of upo, or get a one-of-a-kind traditional tribal tattoo, courtesy of famed Kalinga tattoo artist, the last Mambabato, Walor. A trip to the Sagada Pottery and Training Center would reveal the finest local clay crafts, showcasing the artisan's creative, gentle, and detail-oriented nature. You can even try it out for yourself. And if you want to take your immersion one step further, why not harvest your own vegetables at the Benguet Eco Agritourism Farm right in the salad bowl of the Philippines? Meanwhile, the country's summer capital, a classic destination for both locals and tourists, continues to elevate its offered experiences.
A creative hub for locals, Baguio City is a UNESCO creative city and home to artists and artisans passionate about sharing their crafts and folk arts.
The Tamawan Village is a great place to view indigenous art and architecture. Ililikha, created to give local artists a source of livelihood while they create their respective masterpieces, is an interesting hangout and dining spot with lots of photo-worthy locations. Design enthusiasts can shop at wood carving centers and bring home a piece of the Cordilleras to display in their homes. And fans of artist Ben Cab can enjoy a day at the famed Ben Cab Museum right at the heart of Baguio City. Finally, no trip to the Cordilleras would be complete without a visit to its UNESCO World Heritage Site, collectively known as the Rice Terraces of the Philippine Cordilleras. A wonder of design, engineering, and agriculture, they may very well be stairways to heaven, leading travelers to some of the best views of the mountains, plains, and sunsets. This is where you find adventure. This is where you find tranquility. This is where you find joy. You can even find love in all its different forms. This is where you find yourself. Find yourself in the Cordilleras.
Once again, thank you very much. That is Department of Tourism Car and Mines View Park Hotel. But we would also like to recognize the other sponsors for this year's Hatch 2021, starting off with the Hospitality Institute of America, Philippines, Inc.
Of course, we have American Medicina,
Department of Tourism Car.
Dr. Winston P. Chigare,
Is Labra Realty and Consultancy Firm,
Masuri's Wonders,
Mines View Park Hotel.
lastly G1 Lodge.
Also, let's not forget to thank all of our participating institutions, starting off with Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila.
We also have Lyceum of the Philippines University Laguna chapter.
Also have Mariners Polytechnic Colleges, Inc.
And of course, Grace College.
Also, to officially recognize the valued contribution of our virtual judges, may we award this certificate of appreciation to them. Partner? Or sorry, let us start with the recognition of our guest speakers first.
Great, thank you so much. And we would like to, no, sorry, Miss Anika, sorry po, na-mute ako. Ayun, we would like to express our gratitude and appreciation to Sir Christian Munoz and allow me to read the citation. Uh, for his invaluable service rendered as a speaker at the Hatch Demo Day 2021 held on November 4, 2021, given this fourth day of November 2021 at the University of the Cordilleras Innovation and Nurturing Space, undersigned by Dr. Ariel Nimo Pometso. He is the VP for Research and Innovation. And of course, Mr. Ethan Nigel Salvador for our lead for startup development. Same certificate is given to Miss Alejandra Fernandez for her invaluable service rendered as a speaker at the Hatch Demo Day 2021.
That is Mhm. That is correct, partner. So we also would like to recognize our virtual judges for this afternoon. So same citation. We also have Christian Munoz. Thank you very much for your invaluable service rendered as a judge at the Hatch Demo Day 2021 held on November 4, 2021. Given this fourth day of November 2021 at the University of the Cordilleras Innovation and Nurturing Space, signed by the VP for Research and Innovation, Dr. Ariel Nimo Pumecha. And we also have the lead for Startup Development of UCIANS-TBI, Ethan Miguel B. Salvador. Thank you also to the CEO and founder of Experience Philippines, Gian Gallegos. Let's give him a virtual round of applause. And at the same time, we also would like to thank Mr. Aaron Dale Black, the CEO of HIAP, one of our biggest sponsors also for Hatch 2021. Let's give them a round of applause. Maybe it's due time, partner, for us to have a virtual photo ops at this moment. Okay, let's exit our share screen and smile in the cameras, judges. One, two, and three. One, two, and three. Okay, thank you very much, Christian, Gian, and Aaron. We are now moving to the most awaited part of the program, and that's the recognition or the awarding of our winners for this afternoon. But before that, let's start with the recognition of the participating schools. Partner?
Alrighty. Thank you so much, partner. Of course, we're starting off with the certificate appreciation is given to Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila for being an active participant at the Hatch Demo Day 2021 held on November 4th, 2021, given this fourth day of November at the University of the Cordilleras Innovation and Nurturing Space and undersigned by Dr. Ariel Limo Pumecha, and he is our Vice President for Research and Innovation. And of course, Mr. Ethan Nigel B. Salvador, our lead of startup development. The same certificate, partner?
Yes, that is correct, is given to Lyceum of the Philippines University, Laguna. Let's give them a round of applause. And partner?
Right, partner, covering it up with Mariners Polytechnic Colleges Incorporation. Maraming salamat. This certificate is given to you as well.
And yes, of course, Ace College. Let's give them a round of applause, completing the four participating schools who are joining us for this afternoon with their pitches. Once again, salamat po ng marami. Ito na, Ma'am Sheki, the awarding of our winners I know that everyone is really excited. It's been a long 6 months for Hatch 2021, and it will finally come to an end this afternoon.
Kaya nga, partner, it has been a long, tedious 6 months for these groups. And we were looking at it, we were tallying the scores, and you said that this is teeth to teeth, diba? And I'm very happy for the winners and for the participants as well.
That is correct, partner. I even saw the scoreboard, which we will be providing to our winners. Meron tayong nakita na talagang 0.02 lang ang difference, no, partner? And that's very, very close. So once again, to all the four participating schools, congratulations. Because regardless if you are the champion, the first or the second, the third runner-up, all of you are winners this afternoon.
I
So
second the motion, partner.
yes. So without any further ado, partner,
To our winners for this event, may we call on the leader of UCIANS-TBI, Mr. Ethan Salvador.
yes, he will be joining us in just a few minutes. But for now, let's start with the awarding of our third placer or the third runner-up. And our third runner-up is
Drum roll, please.
Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila. Congratulations, Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila. You are the third runner-up during the Hatch Demo Day 2021 held on November 4, 2021. Congratulations. Who is our second runner-up?
Wow, partner, congratulations, Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila. Second runner-up goes to Dan 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 Dan. Bariners Polytechnic Colleges Incorporated. Good, congratulations to your college. And again, this is presented from Hatch Demo Day 2021.
And by the way, partner, yung third runner-up natin, they will be having or they will still be having a consolation prize from Minds View Park Hotel, where they can have a one-night accommodation, 2 days, one-night accommodation. So punta na po kayo ng Baguio City after everything is good. Okay, now that Baguio City is open, I think they can also do that. So third placer will be having a consolation prize coming from G1 Lodge. Okay, and our second and first runner up will be having a consolation prize coming or a 5,000 worth of accommodation coming from Minds View Park Hotel. So our first runner up. Partner, our first runner-up is Trace College. Okay, congratulations, Trace College. You are the first runner-up for our Hatch Demo Day 2021. And I think there's only one university, but let's do this together, partner. Congratulations, because you are the champion. Lyceum of the Philippines, University Laguna. Congratulations, okay, with their application. So for being the champion, they will be bringing with them the 50,000 worth of cash.
Thank you, and congratulations once more to our winners. Again, you are all winners to us. Joining this has not been easy for you, and putting up into the challenge really made you real winners for this event. So to formally close this event, we would like to welcome once again Sir Ethan for his closing remarks.
Oh man, it's been a long time coming with this event. We started conceptualizing the event back in February this year, early this year, and then we had the kickoff back in May, and then we had the summit in June, and then we had the call for participants, and then in October, about 20 teams showed interest and registered for the event, and then it was boiled down to the final four that we had today. But all of this really wouldn't have been possible without our organizing team from the College of Hospitality and Tourism. The point person, Roy, he's been really a great asset to us so as we've been organizing this event. And as we also have Ma'am Sheki and Sir DJ as the MCs for the past few events. And the UCIANS-TBI, we've had Vance as our creative specialist, creating all the creative content that has been seen throughout the 6 months of Hatch, basically. And congratulations to the team. Congratulations to the winning teams and everybody. I think you guys are all winners. And also to our speakers, I'd like to express my gratitude to Alejandra and Christian for being our keynote speakers for the demo day today, and also Christian serving as a judge alongside Aaron and Gian, who actually took this position on short notice, and we really appreciate everybody who has contributed to the Hatch 2021. We hope to conduct this event again next year and the succeeding years. And again, congratulations to everyone. Thank you, and have a great rest of the Philippine Startup Week. And thank you to Philippine Startup Week for allowing us to be part of this week-long event, this festival of innovation. It really is an honor to have the UCIANS and CHTM be featured and featuring local startups in the Philippines. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Sir Ethan. Once again, thank you very much to all of you who have made this year's highlight Hatch 2021.
And for all your support and knowledge shared, we thank you. This is your uncle from the north, Uncle Roy.
And Shagina Rudo, your virtual host for today. Thank you everyone for joining us in
Hatch 2021, hashtag create and cultivate.